Hello. So it is Christmas Eve,
24th of December
1924.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Ivan always gets it wrong.
It's a bit hard to get Christmas Eve off.
Anyway, here though.
As you can see, we've got Vida.
So Vida arrived a couple of days ago.
Actually, half an hour early, because last time it took me 2.5 days to get home, but I actually came in half an hour early.
Yeah, the aeroplane was in half an hour early. That was a bonus. It was a horrible drive home because it was
snow,
ice, all sorts of things.
All the way from Varna.
Yeah, a rubbish night to be driving back from Varna.
But it was lovely to get here with snow, especially after being where you never get it at Christmas in England.
Yeah, it didn't last though. It's melted away, and today has been wet and rainy and horrible.
Yeah, it's coming back Friday.
Oh, is it?
We'll have a white Christmas, and then it goes before I go home.
Well, we're not going to have a white Christmas because it won't be snowing
over
tomorrow.
Christmas we're going to see snow.
Anyway, so this video, I went to Romania.
That's so far away.
I know, it's miles away, just over the river.
Literally.
It wasn't a very successful trip. Apparently, Romanians eat a lot more beef than Bulgarians.
And we miss beef.
And we miss some nice beef. So we were told by lots of people, oh, just go to
Hop
Romania
over to Kalarasi
and you'll get beef, no problem. So I did. And here's what happened. So today is going to be quite an interesting day. I'm in Solicitor. I'm about to go and pay my taxes and things. And then I'm going to pop over to Romania on the little ferry to try and get some beef and do a little bit of Christmas shopping, as Romania is cheaper than Bulgaria for food. So I'm going to head to the little accountant's office to pay my health fund and tax, and then to the bank, put some money in, and then over to Romania. Now driving down onto the ferry. The ferry was 50 lei, and I think it's basically 2.2 lei to the lev. So it's quite expensive actually. It's probably about 20 levs, £10 to cross. So whether that makes the shopping difference in price worthwhile, I don't know yet. I've also got to pay a vignette over there, which is like car tax. A lot of people seem to be doing it on foot, so whether there's a good bus service, I don't know. I'm now on the little ferry. It's a beautiful day today actually. It's really sunny and lovely. I'm just going to put my passport and everything out of sight, then I'll get out and film outside. So here we are, about halfway across. That's obviously the new commercial port over there, but we're going over to that one. Well, at least I think so, because that's where we've normally been in the past. This is obviously the famous Danube. I love this crossing. Teresa doesn't particularly like it, but I find it so quiet. And, that's Bulgaria. And over here is Romania. And there's not a cloud in the sky. Oh, there is some over there. This is what trees look like around this ferry. There's no sides on it, so you can step up the edge. It's a little wide, of course. Basically, no sides. so the cars waiting to come on. I think there's been a lot of Christmas shopping going on. The lady in the toll booth for the ferry said it's been busy today. So, I'm going to go back and get in the van. Let's move out the dock. I'm not having a lot of luck at the moment. I've just been round the market. All the butchers there seem to just be selling, like in Bulgaria, pork and chicken. And I'm trying to get beef. I was told Romania is the best place to come for beef. I haven't found it yet. So typical Google made me walk about half a mile in one direction, only to find that there's no shop there, no butcher shop there. So I asked at the bank, he said no, and pointed me in the opposite direction. So essentially, well, I've just come. So I've now got to walk another half mile back, and apparently it's on the other side of the road. This shopping trip is not going well so far. Go shopping in Romania, they said. It'll be good, they said. Yeah, right. I don't think I'm going to be doing this trip again in a rush. Came over with the aim of getting beef. I have got some beef, but they didn't have anything like the amount that I've been told that they have. Got a couple of nice steaks for tonight and a little bit of rib, but not a proper, like 3 rib roast or anything like that, which is what I was hoping to get for Christmas. Shopping's a little bit cheaper, but by the time you factor in the ferry crossing, vignettes, that sort of thing, it's no cheaper unless you're doing a massive shop. So yeah, not really a great success. Interesting, but and also another language completely different. It's surprising how, even though I don't speak Bulgarian that well, I kind of understand it, or certainly understand the sentiment of how they talk and a lot of the language, even if I can't speak it properly. But Romania's completely different again, so it sort of like totally throws you. You keep speaking in bits of Bulgarian and bits of English, expecting them to understand, because they're Romanian. But anyway, wait for the ferry boat to come and then back over to Bulgaria again. It's still a beautiful day. Makes you want to go fishing, doesn't it? Hard to believe it's nearly Christmas. So the trip over to Romania didn't actually turn out to be that successful. We ended up getting some beef in Metro in Varna when we picked Vida up. It wasn't bad actually. It was a nice,
lovely bit of meat.
A nice long sort of sirloin, 5.5 kilograms for 155 levs, which is around about 75 pounds. Which for 5 kilograms of sirloin isn't bad.
No.
So we cut a chunk off of that to have as roast beef to go with our turkey for Christmas Day, and the rest has all been chopped up into steaks, so we got a few steaks to last us
we
through.
have, yeah.
So yeah, so that's that. Now I'm going to show you, I made some chicken liver pate. It's a nice quick easy pate to make. It might be a little late for you to make it now if you haven't already got some chicken livers, because it's 5:30 here in Bulgaria, so it's 3:30 in England.
Yeah.
But by the time I've edited this and posted it and everything else, the shops will be shut. So unless you've got some chicken liver, you're stuffed really. You'll have to make it next year.
All
But it's
for New Year.
Yeah.
All for New Year, yeah.
All for New Year. But it's a nice, easy pate to make.
Tastes delicious.
Tastes delicious. Here's how you make it. So it's Christmas Eve. The Manly kitchen is slightly chaotic. I've been making pork pie, cranberry sauce because we can't get any over here, so I've made some from scratch. Luckily we can get fresh cranberries, so I've made that. Got the pork pie is in the oven. That's got to come out in a minute. So I thought the other thing I like is chicken liver pate for, you know, as a starter for Christmas dinner tomorrow. So I'm going to make some, and I thought I'd show you how I make it. It's quick and easy, it doesn't take that long, and it's brilliant. First of all, I've got to take the pork pie out the oven before I forget and it gets burnt. Ooh. So there's pork pie. When that's cooled down a bit, I'm going to put some gelatine down in the top. Double check it's cooked inside. Meat thermometer is a brilliant thing. I never used to have meat thermometers at all, and I never had problems, but this just makes it foolproof. So it wants to be at least 60 degrees inside, which it is. Just make sure the holes are nice and big for when I want to put the gelatine in. I've had a pig's trotter bubbling away all morning from when we did the pig. So that's now that'll be poured in there for the gelatine. I'm hoping this will turn out. Normally this is a hot water lard pastry. You can do it. You don't need to do it in a baking, you know, in a pastry. What do you call it? Cake tin. But because it's quite a big pie, it would have been a bit collapsy. That's the right word. So I've done it in a pie dish, or in a cake tray. When it's cold, I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out alright because I've really greased that well. Be a bit of a disaster if it doesn't, especially as it's one of Teresa's cake tins. So there's that. Cranberry sauce that I made is there cooling off, and now I'm going to make this chicken liver pate. So I don't know how much of an overview this gives. Hopefully the camera's set up in the right place. That's just sterilised jars to put the pate in later when it's done. Ouch, that's hot. So, got my pan, some shallots. So this is going to be sort of liquidised at the end, so it doesn't really matter if they're not chopped up. Fine. You can use onion if you haven't got shallots. They can be white. These just happen to be red. White might be better, so that you don't get such a darkness in the pate. It might not be dark, I don't know, to be honest. I'll have to see what happens. I never make this to a recipe, so it kind of is what it is. So these basically just got to be chopped up. It doesn't matter how you chop them up. Like I say, it's all going to be liquidised. So that's the onion. Want one garlic. See if I can find it. There we go. One decent sized garlic clove for this, or two small ones if you haven't got a decent sized one. I'm a messy cook. Teresa's muttering in there. Again, you don't have to be too clever with this because it's going to be liquidised. So pan on. Some olive oil. If I can find the butter. Yeah. Good knob of butter. The olive oil in there just stops the butter from burning. Just let that melt and get my chicken livers. Right, onions in first. Let's fry them off a little bit. While they're sizzling, I'm going to get myself a glass of wine. Christmas Eve after all. The nice thing about Christmas, it's the one time of year where you can have a really nice expensive wine, justified, and you can start drinking from midday onwards. Cheers! Right, so the onions are in and they're just nicely sweated off. Excuse my head in the way. Garlic's going in. Just want to cook off the garlic so it's not so strong. Rayburn, certainly up to heat. It's blooming hot in here. I'm going to open the door. Right, in go the chicken livers. Only trouble with the Rayburn, it's controlling the heat is a bit of an art, and even though this is the simmer side, it's still pretty hot. You don't want to overcook the liver. When it's cooked, it just still wants to be a bit pink inside. So just let them fry off. Now, a little bit of salt. That's plenty. It's probably about a third of a teaspoon, something like that. A little bit of white pepper. And unfortunately I haven't got any fresh thyme. I'm going to put a little bit of dry thyme in. Ideally use a bit of fresh thyme. Or the other thing, bay leaf is quite nice in there. If you haven't got any of it, as long as you've got the liver and the onions, you don't really need these bits, but they just all add to it. Right, I like a little bit of orange in mine. Not everybody does this. And some brandy. And just let that cook for about 5 minutes. Right, I don't want to lose too much of the moisture, so I'm going to stick a lid on it. Right, that's 5 minutes, that's plenty. I'll take it off the heat, just let it cool down a little bit. So it's cooled down a little bit. Just going to take out the bay leaf. And then it's going into the liquidizer. Getting it in there without spilling is always a challenge. Actually, I might get a jar filler.
Danny's doing the phone yet.
Now this liquidizer really died years ago. I've got bits of tin foil stuck in because the safety thing doesn't work on it, so I'm hoping it'll work. Sometimes it does and sometimes it messes around. Oh, it's working. Right.
Quite nice.
Hopefully.
Got ginger.
Oh, that's liquidised it.
It's lovely for 2-3 weeks. It's one of my roots.
Perfect.
And then it lightens. Wherever grey is.
Spot on. So these are now sterilised jars. If you want this to be really smooth, what you can do is have a sieve and a bowl, pour that into there and then basically spoon it so it comes through, and then it'll be extremely smooth, no bumps at all. I'm not particularly worried if there's a few little bits in it, and it's just more washing up. So probably slightly overcooked it. This should be a bit pinker than this. It still tastes exactly the same. But if you cook it slightly less, it'll be pinker. And the other thing, obviously, I had the red onions. If you use white onions, it'll be a bit lighter colour. So to finish off, apart from cleaning the edges up a bit, just grab a teaspoon. Of course, you have to test it. And just a little bit of melted butter over the top.
Does it look like a colour-wise? Is it?
Now if you've got it,
No.
a few little bits
Like
of
blonde.
thyme, fresh thyme, just sprinkled over the top,
Carroty. Is it
finishes it off really nicely.
No, not at the moment.
So that's basically it. I've got 2 little pots from that. Teresa's messing around. 2 little pots from that, they go in the fridge. They'll last maybe,
Not long with you.
they'll last
It's a roll of cling film.
about 4 or 5 days in the fridge,
Isn't it?
but they won't last that long.
Right.
Now the other big thing I'm a believer in is not wasting anything flavour wise. So this is Christmas Day tomorrow. I've got to make a nice gravy. I never make gravy with gravy granules. I use the vegetable stock and everything else. So I'm just going to pour a bit of port into there. And a little bit of water. That's all full of the liver pate. It's had the butter in.
I'm going to do it washing quickly.
It's cleaned it, and that will all go in the gravy tomorrow for the Christmas dinner.
Save it.
So there you go. Quick and easy chicken liver pate. Cheers. Happy Christmas. So that's the end of this video, and now we have a special announcement.
We do. So our third daughter, Rachel, was proposed to today by Charlie. We call him our son-in-law. He's been with us forever. But yes, we knew it was coming. Rachel didn't.
Vida
No,
didn't.
Vida didn't. And beautiful. So nice.
Yep.
Glowing.
Welcome to the family, Charlie.
Charlie was always
I mean,
welcome to the family.
You've been part of it for a long time anyway.
Yeah.
But proper welcome now.
So yeah, Rachel and Charlie, congratulations, darlings.
Congratulations.
Have a lovely Christmas, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, so soon. She's missing her mummy.
Yep.
Just Merry Christmas to my 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so
of
I'm
course,
missing you.
happy Christmas to the rest of our clan.
Oh, yeah.
And all my
Miss them all.
grandkids.
Yep. We're back to England for the new year.
Yes.
Just for a week. Unfortunately, we won't get to see our Welsh contingent. So
No.
Neve, Mark, the boys, and
And
Willow.
Willow.
But we'll definitely get to see them next year at some point.
Yeah.
But looking forward to seeing everybody else. That's
And
it.
it'd be nice to go home and speak English. You say so.
Anyway, that's the end of this video.
It is. Happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas from here in Bulgaria.
And see you in the new year.
See you in the new year.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.